Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Vaultbox Has Travel Anxiety. It is 7 o'clock in the morning on August 2nd, and we are heading out to C2E2 this weekend. And in fact, if you are watching this video on the first couple of days that it comes out, I will be at C2E2. I am not having a meetup or anything like that, but if you see me roaming the halls as a Bo-Katan, probably confused and can't see because she can't wear glasses and her helmet, that's me. You can flag me down. Definitely I want to say hi, I want to see your costumes, all that fun stuff. But let me actually get onto the, point of this video, which is me packing up my Bo-Katan armor in order to get it to Chicago so that I can wear it at the convention. A few things have changed since I've flown with this costume last year. I used to use a smaller Sterilite bin and it works perfectly fine. I was actually able to fit my Bo-Katan cosplay as well as my husband's Mando cosplay in there. While it's good and it's sturdy, it is a pain in the ass to actually take around in an airport. There are wheels on it, however, it doesn't go quite up to my hip or anything like that, so it's very awkward to, roll around. So what we end up having to do is put it on top of the other luggage that we have. I ended up getting a larger bin, which is this 40-gallon Sterilite bin that you see here, and I got this idea from Jag Eye Hunter. I can never say Jag. I'm sorry, I'm from Pittsburgh. The really nice thing about this bin is that it has a handle on it, which means that I won't be limping alongside Brian in the airport with my smaller bin trying to actually roll it like a crazy person. The other really nice thing about this bin is it's larger, so that means that I won't have to Tetris things in there like I did with the previous bin. I should have no problem, transporting 2 sets of armor within this bin. However, I'm only bringing Bo-Katan on this trip mostly because it's all that my brain can handle. I have had a rough past couple of weeks. I know a lot of you have been following along on my ADHD journey this year. I had my assessment last 2 weeks ago and I got my diagnosis from them, and your girl has ADHD in the combination hyperactivity and, oh my goodness, what's the other one? Inattentiveness. That's kind of ironic. I am on new medication. I am on some stimulants. Things are kind of looking up, but it's still a little bit of a journey. But anyways, where was I? Fuck. Oh, the other nice thing is that this bin is light. And as we know, whenever you're flying, you really have to pay attention to the weight, especially if you are checking your bag. Now, the nice thing about this bin is I want to say it's 5 to 10 pounds, maybe, whenever it's empty. And I checked online with my airline and made sure that this bin would be in the parameters of what a checked bag would be allowed to be, and it wouldn't be oversized. So that's all that I have to say about that. Let's actually get over there and pack this thing. All right, so I'm at the bin, and as you can see, there is nothing inside of it. There is no cushioning inside of this bin, so what I'm going to do is I have a bunch of towels back here. I have a beach towel here. I'm just gonna lay this on the bottom of the bin, and I'm actually looking to, in the future, make little upholstery foam kind of things to Velcro to the sides, just so there's a little bit of extra cushioning in here so that I don't have to, use our entire towel stash in order to pack up my costume. You could use whatever you have on hand. If you have blankets, that'll work too. So now that we've got a towel down at the bottom, what I'm first going to do is grab the boot armor that I have. So this is one of the boots and it's got the armor on it. You can take the armor off if you like, pack them separately. So here's the first boot. Here is the second boot. And I'm just gonna put that right here, actually, just stack them on top of each other. And as for the armor, I'm gonna stack those on top of each other and put it down like that. I've got this bag right here. This is actually a bag from Delta Leatherworks. It came with my Bo-Katan belt. It's really nice that he included this because this is great for travel. So in here, I've got the thicker belt. I've also got the holster bits in here as well. And here's the smaller belt with all of the boxes on it. I'm just gonna throw that in here. And then I also have a smaller bag here. This is also from Delta Leatherworks. And I'm just using it to put the wig and the headband. I know that this isn't the best way to travel with a wig, but I have to restyle it whenever I get there anyway, so no big deal to me. Just gonna take this little bag here, shove it in the belt bag, and that little trick of getting all the air out of something. Move the armor out of the way, put that down here, and I'm gonna put the leg armor on top of the boots. Now I'm going to place another towel over top of everything. And again, this is just for more cushioning because what I'm trying to do is lay all of the things that I think are not going to get damaged further down in the bottom of the bin. Kind of create more cushion that way, if that makes sense. So the next thing I'm going to grab, the back plate. And the back plate is, the back plate, and it's got the neck pieces. So for travel, I'm going to take the neck pieces out. All right, there's one out. Second one. So I'm going to place those to the side, place that on the bottom here. Then I'm going to place the neck pieces right into that little slot there. I'm going to grab the chest piece because this will go right here. But before I do that, because this is a little bit fragile, I'm going to take a towel and place the chest armor on top. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of the things that can kind of fit into this chest piece. So I'm going to grab the thigh armor. I've got both of the thigh armor pieces here. Then those will sit right there. So I'm going to take the Westar guns and place them right on top of the belt because these are pretty solid. I'm not afraid of those breaking. Grab the shoulder pieces. These, again, can just stack on top of each other. And I'm going to place these right here. They kind of fit to the contour of the boots over here. Same thing with the knee pieces. I'm gonna stack those on top of each other. Yeah, I'll put these right here over top of the boot as well. And we've got, where's my other glove? Oh, I'm standing on it. So I've got the two gloves. These, honestly, not worried about them getting broken or anything like that. I will actually put these in the bag with the belts because I don't know about you guys, but I tend to lose gloves. Like, I know that they'll be in the bin, but I'll be like, where the fuck did I put my gloves? So let's put them in the bag. Guarantee whenever I get to Chicago, I will be like, where are my gloves? And, you know, past me tried to do me a favor and I just forgot. You know what? Okay, hold on. I have an idea. So the shoulder pieces and the knees, I'm gonna move that. So we've got that armor under here. I'm going to actually slot them into that so that they're kind of, you know, fitting a little bit better. So I've got both of the gauntlets here. I can kind of slot these in together so these will fit really nicely all together in like one little pile. And then I'm gonna take my towel again, and those are all nice and secure inside of that towel. Woohoo. All right, actually, I don't have that much left. I thought that this was gonna be a lot harder. So what we've got left are the jetpack, which is a resin cast, and this is fragile. I will have a video coming out on how I like rig it up and actually finished it. This is actually reinforced with expanding foam, so I'm not worried about it like, you know, cracking in half, but there are some pieces on it that, you know, I want to be careful of, like this right here, this little antenna thing. Grabbing a beach towel just because it can kind of like get in the nooks and crannies of stuff, and getting it nice and cushioned so that, you know, whenever it gets manhandled by the, I almost said the airport police, whenever it gets like manhandled by all of the ramp agents, it'll be nice and secure. I'll place this on top of all of the chest armor over here. And then last, we've got my helmet. So what I'm going to do first is take off the ear cap and then take off the rangefinder. And then obviously for this, we really want to be careful with. So I'm going to grab another towel and we're going to place that up inside of the helmet to, you know, get rid of that negative space. You can also put armor inside of this helmet if you like as well. I have done that on previous trips. And then the last thing that I'm going to do, I'm not going to cover this with a towel, I'm going to just kind of cushion this with the actual flight suit that I have. Just make sure that it's not like you can't move it around all that much. That's where you're really gonna have like issues come into play, is whenever it jostles around and hits the side of the bin. I do have another towel, so I'm just gonna, you know, for extra security, put that around that, and that's basically it. Oh wait, no, I have one more thing. It's the Darksaber. I am absolutely taking my Hasbro Force Effects Darksaber. It just barely fits like lengthwise in here. It will fit totally fine if I do it diagonally, and I'm not worried about this. This is like super heavy duty. I'm actually more worried about this coming into contact with something and then breaking something else in here. Actually, I'm gonna take the vest, wrap that up into here. And I know this seems like a lot of towels, and that's because it is. You want to make sure that your stuff gets to the convention. And I'm being pretty liberal with my cushioning because, again, this is the only costume that's going to be in here. If I had like 2 or 3 costumes inside of here, obviously I wouldn't have this level of cushioning because the additional costume itself would provide that cushioning, if that makes sense. Really what I'm trying to focus on here is getting rid of all of the negative space that's in here, so whenever it's put onto the plane and all that kind of stuff, it's not being jostled around and, you know, potentially breaking something in here, because that would be very sad. All right, so now that the costume is all packed away, I do have a couple other things that I need to put in here. So I've got my makeup brushes, and then I've got all my makeup right here. I also have my harness, which I forgot to put into the white bag in here. I'm gonna slot this over here. And then obviously for the helmet, I'm gonna make sure I pack away the rangefinder and the ear cap. Okay, and then there is one final thing that I'm going to put in here. I'm gonna put together a little like cosplay repair kit that's gonna have some Velcro, it's gonna have some hot glue, super glue, hairspray, and just some other things that I feel like it would be good to have just in case of something, you know, malfunctions on my costume. So now that we've got the top of the bin on, it is time to make sure that it is under 50 pounds because I don't want to pay overweight bag fees. So I'm just gonna go old school, go run upstairs, get my scale and weigh myself without the bin, and then weigh myself with the bin in my hands, and then just subtract the weight of the bin in my hands from my actual weight, and then we will get how much this thing weighs. Oh, let's see how much I weigh with the bin. I didn't think of this. Oh, okay, let's get my calculator. After subtracting my weight while holding the bin from just me standing on there, you know, like a normal person, this is coming in at 45 pounds. If I needed to, I could take some things out of here. I could take the darksaber handle out of there. I could also take my makeup out of there. A lot of packing comes with just a lot of trial and error. And obviously my costumes and getting them to a convention is going to be different than you getting yours to a convention, because we all have different costumes, we all have different body types and all that kind of stuff. Make sure that you weigh your bin before you get to the airport, because trust me, you do not want to be rifling through all of your armor bits trying to shove it into like your carry-on or something like that. You don't need any more stress on your travel day. And then one final thing I would recommend that you do whenever you're traveling with armor or, you know, 3D printed props that can look, you know, like a gun or gun adjacent, I definitely recommend writing a note to TSA. I have had no problems so far, knock on wood, getting through TSA with a checked bag with 3D printed props. Definitely recommend putting a note on top, just so, you know, just better to be safe than sorry. And there is one final thing that I want to do to this bin. It's purely decorative and purely just for me. I'm gonna put some stickers that I've collected over the past couple months to put on this bin. I kind of want it to be one of those like old school luggage things that you see where people put like where they went and all that kind of stuff, except mine will be full of cosplay stickers. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions, as always, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters. You guys are amazing. I cannot thank you guys enough for your generosity in supporting my content. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye! Aries. I know, you want to come, huh?